Welcome back to another lovely day in paradise. I'm having an issue this morning with my meal bin blocking up. It was nearly empty, so all the dusty stuff settled to the bottom, and then we stuck 18 tonne on top of it, so kind of our fault. We should have checked and cleaned it out probably at some point. But I think it's running now, so we'll just wait here until the augers stop. So this morning we are going to do some farming together, and then after lunch we are going to build Autosteer GPS together, obviously. So I've already fed some calves this morning, I fed the cows this morning, and the first thing we have to do after I get these augers filled is make up a mix for our beef animals and our heifers. After that we're going to check the cows for heat. If there's any that were running last night, we will then AI them. I will also give you a really quick run through of how AI is going at that point. And finally, we're going to clean out some calf pens so that we have everything ready for Christmas. And we've ran out of meal again. Give me 1 second. Oh, frig, it's really stuck. This is why you should clean your meal bins out. So it turns out I was hitting it in the wrong place. I should have been hitting it down here, which kind of makes sense, to be honest. That is quite the bad day. I can't even take my cameras outside, it's so wet. Anyway, let's get our first job done and get some cows fed. Not cows, beef animals and heifers, same thing. I'm all steamy because it's so wet. So our heifers and our beef calves are getting about 1.5 kilograms of straw per day, and then I don't know how much silage. I know how much I'm adding in, but I don't know how much it is per animal. And then they're also getting 2 kilograms of a beef blend and 2 kilograms of soya hulls. And it's working really nicely to save a little bit of extra silage. I'm stealing the straw from the calf pens we need to clean out, but it's in the road anyway. We'll be back in there shortly. So I've blocked out all the silage that I'm going to need. So I can now get the shear grab hooked off, get my camera mounted on the Silo King. This better not fall off. Oh wow, this thing's so dirty. Did not realise that. Imagine if my camera fell in. That would be really bad. Right, let's get this mixing. Got to slide in my cutter things. There's one on the front and there's one on the back. I need to hurry up, to be honest. I have to go lift bales for a man at 10 o'clock, which is just 15 minutes. So I'm going to leave that mixing while I go get the scoop on, go get some blend, and then go get the soya hulls. Some mornings if I time it right, I can get Calvin or my dad to get out and fill the bucket with meal, because you have to open the bin. But unfortunately, they're all hiding because of the rain this morning, so I'm going to have to do it myself. Bad choice leaving that door with the open, wasn't it? It'll be okay. So we're looking for 250 kilograms of blend. Let's see what we get. $200 kilograms. That was quite far off. It'll be fine, I'll get more soya hulls. I didn't fill the scoop this morning. Normally I can get it spot on. So don't blame me. So my guess is 330. Let me zero the scale so we can see exactly. Probably need to take a photo of this to prove I'm not lying. Uh, 340. That is close. That is very close. Okay, I'm really running out of time now, so let's get this done before the man phones me to come and lift around bales for him. So in this mix is 150 kilograms of straw, 340 kilograms of soya hulls, 200 kilograms of blend, and then we're going to fill it up to 4 ton with silage. So we're currently at 3.4 ton, so probably put a wee bit more in today. Let's go with that. That's probably going to take us to 4.13 ton. Let's see how close I am. We're looking for 4.13. I mean, if I get this within 10 kilograms like the hulls, I'll be very impressed. Darn it! Did I cheat? I'll cheat. Right, you didn't see this. I need 100 kilograms. I'm 100 kilograms off. I'll just cut this bit out and you will never know. That's... yeah, okay, that could be 100 kilograms. I could see that being 100 kilograms. Let's see how this ends up. 4.13 ton. Let's go. 4.23 ton. Let's go. I'm within 5 kilograms. Amazing. What a result. I think I can edit that together so you'll never know that I was 100 kilograms off. Okay, let's get this fed out. And it's actually stopped raining and a little bit bright now. Amazing. I seen a video on the internet of a red rock feeding out of the door in the back corner. And I was like, how is that coming out so slowly? And that's why I then asked the question and discovered this feeder has high discharge doors. Right, the rest of this is going into the silage pits. If you're wondering why we put it on the floor of the silo, it's because our beef house and our dry cow house, you're never getting this feeder into it. So we put it in here and then we lift it in with the JCB and the scoop. And this mix will also last 2 days, so I only have to do a beef and heifer mix every other day, which is nice. So every other day I'm just doing 1 load for the dairy cows, which means the total feeding time is about 40 minutes. We get down to the last wee bit. We turn off our PTO, switch it into the fast gearbox, and then rev the life out of it to get the last few 100 kilograms out. I'll give it 10 seconds. Okay, that must be empty by now. You really need to wash them windows. So that's the mix. Really, really nicely chopped straw. Really consistent meal through the whole thing. Oh no, I nearly forgot my camera. Nice, it empties really well. Where did it go? Sim and I just load these on. I'll let this man in. I have a YouTube video to make today.
Oh, is that what you're recording?
Yeah, I'll just do what I get up to today.
Day in the life.
It's way easier having a topic or like something specific, yeah.
This your podcast was prepared by farmers.
Yeah,
Very
did
good.
you like it?
I did.
Someone once said to me that the problem with a farming podcast is that farmers aren't that interesting. And that sounds like that's actually true.
You need to be into it.
Yeah,
You
but
know, the only target is farmers as such.
yes, but if you talk about, like, if you have a podcast with 20 episodes of people talking about what they do on their farm, you run out of steam very quickly.
Aye.
Whereas if you do a topical podcast where you're talking about like the news and stuff,
Yeah.
or like just random stuff, you have way more life in it
Aye.
because it's not the same thing over and over again.
Yeah. There's sheep in there, and I don't know how they survive. Like,
On that grass.
no. Every time I come here, there's at least 2 stuck with briars.
Alright, okay.
You know, they can't be stuck here from the last time I was here. Like, you know, the ground, they fit to get themselves out of it.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
You know what I mean? But every time I walk through, they just.
There's sheep stuck.
Aye.
I think the solution is to get rid of the sheep.
Aye.
Get rid of the problems.
If you work 40 hours a week,
Yeah,
space of a year, that's 2,000 hours.
that's a lot. This gets our most hours and it's 800 a year.
Right.
And then the 8S is about 550.
It is.
The Puma's down to 350.
It'll do a lot this winter though.
I will, yeah.
Today,
Yeah. And then the 64 is about 300 as well.
Alright, do that.
The 8S gets the hours from Slurry.
Aye. The tanker on it.
Yeah.
Do you not find her a bit like bulky and hard
Very,
about the place?
very, very maneuverable. More maneuverable than the Puma.
Right.
Way more. The turning circle on it is unbelievable.
Right?
Unbelievable.
T7, I hate her because she's that bulky. It's very hard to get about.
Yeah, but it's like the 8S footprint's actually the same size as the Puma,
Right.
but it is way more maneuverable.
Right.
But it's also because the Puma is awful. Like, it's just so unmaneuverable.
That's make long bottom on it.
And the turning circle sucks.
Right. That's screw the bump stops away.
Oh yeah, it did. It's rubbing the bonnet,
Oh,
so
right.
it doesn't make a difference.
That's the
That's a dodgy load of bales, but
No, it's alright, but it has to be strapped in me just to get out of one.
no
Raymond,
problem.
give me an envelope for you, so hold on.
Alright, okay. Thank you very
I
much.
don't know what's in it, but.
Well, it's probably a Christmas card.
Aye.
See you later.
Thank you very much.
Thanks,
Merry
bye.
Christmas.
Thanks, bye bye. Next job on our list is to go back and check the cows for heats. And if there's any cows that have been running during the night, we will go and see if they are due to be AI'd. What do you mean?
That's where I parked the tractor with the forage yard.
Alright, okay.
What do you do with that?
If you bed the dry cows, and then we will go through them and check there's nothing need moved over.
There is in that house, those house.
Right, that's okay. So it's obviously not just me here on the farm, although sometimes in the videos it might come across like that. This morning, my dad is also here. He done the morning milking, fed a couple of calves, and he is now away to the out farm to feed them. There's also David, who's away with my dad, and then we have Calvin, who's doing the little like footery jobs around the farm this morning. David's only here half day, and I'm pretty sure Calvin's only half day today as well. So after lunch, it'll be back to just me and my dad. My heat detection system is very, very simple. It's pink tail paint sticks. Why pink? Well, they actually are the best, and they show up the best, they rub off the best. I don't know why, but the pink is just the best colour. It does not say anything about me. I am currently checking these cows twice a day, but in the evening when I check them, I kind of just take a quick glance, see if any are actually jumping on each other, running about. But in the mornings, I'm more careful, take my time, and reapply the tail paint whilst I'm checking them. So that cow was definitely running, and I have not AI'd her yet. So that's our first one to AI today. Ignore the broken cubicle, okay? These cubicles all break. They're a disaster. Hence why they'll be replaced with some Timor cubicles next year and water beds. Where's my pen? So once I see a cow which is in heat, I write it on my glove. So that was 7, 8, 9, 9. And then depending how confident I am, I add either an exclamation mark or a question mark, or several exclamation marks and question marks. So that cow, because we are certain she was in heat, is getting 3 exclamation marks. 7899. It's really hard doing this with your left hand. When I do see a cow and I AI her, I put an X on her. And that just means if I pick her up the day later or 2 days later, I know she's already been AI'd. That's another very suspicious cow. See the tail paint is slightly rubbed. Hair standing up is another good sign. And then we also have dirt on the sides here. Our final check is to see if there's any slime or anything. And there is. So she is also in heat. So we'll remark her. And we'll stick a line on her. And that will be easier to find her to headlock her. We'll also know tomorrow not to put her down again. So now I need her tag. She's only got one tag. Oh dear. Don't tell the Department of Agriculture. So she is 7946. She's also getting 3 exclamation points. Sorry, I'm eating a Christmas sweet. I apologise. Right, so now we're going to check on the computer. So first one, 7899. She is 76 days in milk. So she definitely is due to be AI'd. So we'll add her and write her down. 7899. Next one, 7946. 53 days in milk. She will also be AI'd, especially when she has 3 exclamation points. And I need to add her a heat date. And the final one, which I didn't show you on camera, is a cow 31. Very suspicious, almost certainly a heat, but she is only 19 days in milk, so she will not be AI'd today. I'll have another Christmas chocolate before we go. Also an auger update for you, we got them filled. And I also found out that Calvin had to stand and do that job yesterday whenever the bin was basically empty. Like, I mean, there was half a ton in the bin. And I don't like to complain on camera about my father. But if you're banging a bin because it's got jammed with half a ton in it, how about you tell someone or clean it out so that you don't put 18 ton of feed on top of it? I'll have to get at him later about that decision. Or he can stand for the next 2 weeks and bang the bin himself. So I have to try and get the ones we want headlocked. So I've got myself a bucket of meal and I'm going to chase them over to these headlocks and then try and get them to put the head through with the meal, lock them in, and then go get the straws defrosted and AI them. Simple. 7946, that's one of them. And that's the other one. Easy. Definitely helps that cows are the greediest animals in the entire world. Oh, it's 11:15 already. This is why I get so little done in a day. Farming just takes up all of my time, and it shouldn't. It's meant to be the quiet time of year. So I need 2 troopers there in drop 4, and I have another phone call. It's like the 4th phone call this morning. But you don't see that until now. I've just defrosted 2 straws. Hello? Yes? What do you need? Oh, do you need the trailer hooked off? Hello? Right, I'll go help Calvin. I'll go help Calvin. He can't get the trailer hooked off because the hitch is sticking on the massey. He's not even here. Where'd he go? I don't have time for this. I have 2 straws defrosting. Let's go, let's go, let's go. That you can't hook off the trailer.
No, it's just a 64, 65. The 8S is alright, the old mass is alright.
So it wasn't lifted up fully, you know that?
Yeah, I've been lifting it up and down.
Right, okay. So. Oh, my poor camera. To be fair, it's not your fault. It's. That might be it. Right. Maximum strength. There we go. Got it. Got it. The lifting rods need adjusted.
That needs to.
Yeah, but they won't turn.
What do you mean they won't turn? The
They're-
seized.
The seized, hence why we're not adjusting them. And hook the other one on, wash it, and then I'll hook it off for you later.
I had a problem hooking it on yesterday.
And you were never getting that off on your own, so don't worry. Calvin's job for the rest of the morning is to wash the silage trailers because they're going to be parked in this shed finally out of the rain until we need them in the springtime. And yes, we do really need a machinery shed, but I just don't have one yet. But I will have one soon because I plan to build that other silage pit, even though I don't need it for silage, just so I can store machinery, straw, fertilizer, meal, all that sort of stuff. They're definitely well defrosted straws at this point. I'm recording way too much footage today. I am very aware of that. It's going to be an absolute nightmare to edit this video this evening. I never learn. I never learn. Maybe I should just make this a 50-minute epic. Maybe that's not a bad idea, actually, to be honest. If it's not obvious, I really like trying something different with YouTube. With TikTok, I kind of stick to what works and what I know works. But here in YouTube, I kind of just see what happens, see what works, try stuff that's new. Right, let's get these straws out of the water. Yes, I know I shouldn't touch them, but I'm holding the tip at the top. Tip at the top, tippity top. I'm going to go AI these two cows and then we're going to clean out them calves, give them new bedding and get everything ready for over Christmas. And after lunch, we're going to start working on the GPS Autosteer and I'm going to try and give you an idea of what it's like to develop something as complex as an Autosteer system. Welcome back to part 4, maybe 3 or 5, I've no idea, but now we're cleaning out the calf pens. I think the JCB's back from our out farm, but I'm not 100% sure, so I'm going to go find out. If it is back, we'll get this middle pad cleared, then all the calves on the far side of the gates go into the middle. We then clean out the far side of the gates, bed them all again, put the calves back in, and they'll be good for another 2 or 3 weeks. This is a terribly designed calf shed, but I've already complained once about my father in this video, so I'll not do it again. Although I will just inform you all that there's absolutely 0 drains underneath this concrete, which means it gets soaking wet so quickly. A new calf house is on the wish list, but unfortunately it's £100,000 that I don't have. Mainly because I keep buying machinery. I need to stop buying machinery. This pad was what limited the size of the scoop we could go for. It's just wide enough and no more. The 420 is such a beast of a machine. Oh no. The first of the many strings. Again, I'm not complaining about how the shed was designed, but someone decided it was a good idea to reuse some old gates, which have never barred and have been tied now for 16 years. Tied with a piece of string for 16 years. Come on. Shh. Come on. Uh-oh. That was not me. Don't report me. Could make it into one of them PETA videos of people abusing calves. Every time I see them videos, I often think people don't realise how frustrating calves can be. If they understood that, they might not be so quick to criticise. That's probably a bad look, defending people that hit calves. Let me forget I said any of that. Right, now, we block. Oh, this is not going to work. Oh, I see what I've done wrong. Right, we're okay. You might need a knife. There's like 20 knots on them 2 bits of string. Come on. Shh. Come on. Shh. This job is one of the jobs that always is very stressful and usually ends up in a mild amount of shouting at each other. Where is he going? My camera's nearly dead. Oh, another phone call. Who is it this time?
I hear William taking a call to his work just now for our Christmas dinner here.
Is he?
You got the album, did you? I did. I heard it done.
I didn't know we'd done Christmas dinner.
I don't try outside, you get the man.
Right?
Pull that gate round.
Get this here back where you stuff.
Alright. So we're going to end this week's video with some computer coding and electronics. But it's going to be practical computer coding and electronics since we are going to be working on Autosteer. So hopefully that will keep it more interesting for all of you who are just here for the farming. So let me take you through the setup of the new GPS systems and then I will show you the current problem I am working on and we will solve it together. So this is our new screen. This is what the current version of the GPS code looks like, but we'll get some more on that in a different video. This is the GPS module we're using, which allows us to get up to 2 centimeters accuracy. Then this is our processor board, which has a CM5 underneath this fan, which is how we then connect everything together, including this little board here, which is what allows us to control our motor over CAN bus. In the final version of the GPS system, this chip plus the GPS chip plus all of these USB interface stuff will all be on a single PCB, which will mount directly onto our processor board. My job for this weekend is to design that PCB and get it ordered. And the final piece of the puzzle for our Autosteer system is this. Specifically, this big motor in here. And when you buy the motor, it comes with lots of mounting brackets, which means it can be retrofitted to any brand of tractor. So I'm going to run a little piece of code. And what this is going to do is it's going to enable the motor and then turn the steering wheel a few rotations one way, pause for 10 seconds and turn it back the other way to the position where it started. Didn't work. Why did it not work? It should have worked. My can is not working. 1 second. Network is down. My CAN network is down. Why is my CAN network down? I think I have to start it. I have to start the CAN network. Right, I figured it out. Forgot command. So I have to type in this command. Let me show you. So that is the command which I think I forgot about. So now, when we do a CAN dump, it should work. Yes, that's a heartbeat from our motor. So now, our script, which is what you call a file of code, will work and the motor will actually turn. The force is ridiculous. It's going to turn back any second. So, the problem is, it's too abrupt. We need to slow it down. So we're going to configure the motor. And to do that, we don't use this computer, we use the main computer. So we can pull that to one side because we will not be needing that for a few minutes. And we now need to open up Autosteer. We need to open up this configuration tool. We are plugged in, so this should connect. So we are now connected over RS232, which is how we configure this motor. So this next bit is where things get pretty confusing. We are going to connect to our motor through this configuration tool, and that is going to give us parameters which we can set, which are stored in the ROM in the actual motor. To figure out what values we need to change, we have to look at the data sheet and get the parameter value and then figure out what to set it to. So the one we want to change is value 13, which sets the acceleration time. We will also want to reduce the speed to more like a normal turning speed of a human, and to do that we need to adjust parameter 2. Although currently I am having problems connecting to the motor, so I will get back to you in a couple of minutes when I finally get this working. I genuinely turned it off and on again and now it's connected. That is the #1 tech tip, turn it off and on again. So now we're going to set our values. So we're going to set our rated speed to a third of what it was. So we're going to set it to 30. And we are also going to then change our acceleration time, which is number 13. And we're going to make it accelerate over 2 seconds. Okay, so the motor's been restarted. We're going to run the same code and see the difference. Whoa, much better. Don't even have to hold it now. Perfect. It's probably too slow to be honest, but that will be fine for testing. I'm going to spend the next couple of hours before milking writing some CAN bus commands for this motor into my GPS software. And then the next step will be to integrate that into the guidance software so that we have a working Autosteer system. Building a commercial Autosteer system is definitely going to be one of the most difficult challenges I've ever attempted. But if I take it in small steps and use ChatGPT to help me, I'm pretty certain I can make this all work. Anyway, that's going to do us for this week. I am going to get back to writing some code and listening to music instead of trying to explain it all to a camera. If you've enjoyed this video, please do give it a like. It means a lot. Any comments, stick them down below. And the vast majority of you who are watching these videos have not yet subscribed. So if you haven't, please do. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next week for a special Christmas episode. Although it's technically after Christmas, but that's not important.